Here's the elevating hand wheel for the 90. The gun can be elevated to 20 degrees. It can be depressed to minus 10 degrees. Under the floor plates and in side racks, 60 rounds of ammunition for the gun are stored. In addition, there are 10 ready rounds on the walls of the turret, handy to the loader. Now we'll climb into the driving compartment. The doors are made easy to operate by means of torsion springs. The driver's seat is on the left, the assistant driver's on the right. Between them is a blower which draws in fresh air and forces powder gases out of the fighting compartment. Escape hatches are located in the hull floor below the driver's and assistant driver's seats. Pulling the handle drops the hatch to the ground. These hatches can be used by the whole crew. Either the driver or his assistant can operate the tank. Each has his speed range selector lever, steering levers, and hand throttle, as well as his own accelerator. Notice that the assistant driver's range selector lever and accelerator are at his left side, whereas the driver has his at his right. Driver and assistant share one instrument panel. With the power and drive unit located in the rear of the tank, it's doubly important to watch the instrument panel closely. When starting the engine, the selector lever should be in neutral. Open the fuel shutoff valve. Turn on the master battery switch. This lights a twin set of warning lights on the ends of the instrument panel. Lights on the extreme ends indicate that either engine oil pressure is too low or water temperature too high. Those next to them indicate that either transmission oil pressure is too low or transmission oil temperature is too high. The light in the middle indicates that differential oil pressure is too low. These should go out as soon as the engine starts. If either set flashes on when the engine's running, stop the tank at once and find out what's wrong. There are two magnetos for the engine controlled by this switch. The switch also controls the speedometer and tachometer sending units. It should be at the both position to start. Then the foot throttle is depressed halfway, and the starter switch is pressed down until the engine fires. Never hold the lever down longer than 30 seconds at a time. For cold weather starting, there's a primer in the fighting compartment next to the auxiliary engine starter. As soon as the engine started, the engine, transmission, and differential warning lights went out. That means the oil temperature and oil pressure are all right, and so is the water temperature. Run the engine at 1,000 to 1,200 RPM until it and the torque-matic transmission are warmed up to about 100 degrees. Then set the throttle in the idling position, 500 RPM. Now select your speed range. There are 5 positions: reverse, neutral, and the forward speeds, first, second, and third. Normally you start in second, though on good roads you can start in third. Release the parking brake. It has 2 release positions, near the assistant driver and near the driver. Now we're ready to move off. Just step on the accelerator, and away you go. There's no clutch to worry about, thanks to the torque-matic transmission. You can shift into third when the vehicle gets rolling over 14 miles an hour. A sustained speed of 25 miles an hour is safe, but anything over that is too much of a strain on the power unit. On a steep hill, reverse gear can be used to assist in braking. Stop the tank at the crest and hold it with the parking brake by moving the lever to the center position and pulling both steering levers back as far as they will go. Then release them. The parking brake holds the tension that was applied by the steering levers. Now the torque-matic transmission can be shifted into reverse. Then a slight pressure on both steering levers will permit the tank to go downhill slowly, with the transmission's reverse movement helping to hold it back. At the bottom, the tank is halted and the driver shifts into a forward speed range. Always stop the tank completely before shifting from reverse to forward or from forward to reverse. At any time during driving, the assistant driver can take over. All in all, the T26e3 is about as compact a powerhouse as you're apt to find anywhere. 45 tons of fighting machine, a mobile fortress ready to ferret out the enemy in any type of terrain. It's a good thing the T26e3 is fighting the war on our side.